Alright, got the shop cabinet finished. Actually going to be a machine, tools, lathe and mill cabinet, tool cabinet. Made entirely out of 1.5 inch square tubing on the outside, and box around the bottom, box around the top, and the box at the bottom on the back has an extra piece of 1.25 inches right in there, so you can pick it up with a dolly easily from the back. And the door is a 1 inch square tubing, and it's got flat bar welded around the sides, so whenever it closes it caps everything off. Now the hinge side is pretty tight, so must have some, hold on a second, must have some something on the wheels. Is that better? A little bit. Yeah, it's good and tight, you know, there. And cool little latch. I did a little blacksmith and took a 1/2 inch bar, flattened it out, put a square hole in it, took a carriage bolt, dressed it up a little bit, and there is the latch. Couldn't decide what kind of latch I wanted to put on there, but I wanted something that would pull the door and hold it tight, you know, hold it tight on the edge. So this is basically the way it works. I love it. And then there's a little piece that holds that latch up top so it doesn't flop down. Cool. So the inside of it, so anyway, inside of it, you got the floor. That's where the extra piece of angle or square tubing is, so I can pick it up with the dolly easily from the back. And I went ahead and marked out my shelves, which are every 6 inches for some what do you call them, little Rubbermaid totes, where I can put little stuff in it. And then I have a bunch of deck boards cut, and that's basically going to be my shelves. So that's the inside of it, and these shelves are removable and adjustable. Oops. And there's the rest of the shelves right there that are going in it, but I left them out so I can, it's quite a bit extra weight, you know, I'll put them in when I get in there. And what I did on the shelf brackets, and by the way, there's the little Rubbermaids that I have stock in. I have stock in the company, I think. But, well, that's the size that'll fit in there. That's the brackets right there. So you just hold them up, and they got 2 holes in them, 1 and 1. Just stick them up the side, drop 2 screws in it, and on either side, and that's the way that works. So I keep those in the box, and if I decide to move the shelves a little bit and change that, the first one I left myself 12 inches because I have some tool bags I want to put in the bottom of it. But if I don't like that, then all I have to do is measure off of that and decide where I want to put the shelves. So I figured that'd make that a little bit easier. Now, since there's going to be a bunch of those little boxes in there, you're going to pull a box out and dig in it for a few minutes. What I'm going to do is one of these shelves, I'm going to take, let's just say that this is the shelf here that I was going to, or the next shelf is. So I got a shelf up top. So anyway, just pull one of these off of here, and So this shelf here, having trouble explaining that. So this shelf here, I can have a place to set the little toolbox, the little Rubbermaid box, flip the lid, do whatever I want with it, and then set it back on the shelf. And so on this shelf here, I'll just put something that's shorter. So whenever I'm opening up, I don't have to go to a table somewhere to open a box and get what I want out of it. So anyway, that turned out, whoops, that's turned out working pretty nice. So anyway, she's finished up, but I couldn't decide. And there's where I bolted the carriage bolt in and cut it off. And I couldn't decide on the latch. But I came up with this idea. And I really like it because it's going to be inside. Don't have to worry about it, you know. But it's on there a little tension. So whenever you pop that open, it starts swinging out. And then you just swing it open and swing it back. Cool, huh? So it's just a piece of 3/8 inch thick. I made it out of some flat bar. I have a piece laying here right now. It's just a piece of 3/8 inch thick, and this is so it's gonna hit it. It goes up, and then that's a little bit greater than a 1/2 inch, and then a little bit tapered on this side here, so it falls down easily. So that's the way that works. And then I have a flat washer on the outside and a flat washer on the inside, just to make sure that it rotates smoothly. So cool, huh? There it is. I was going to put that in the shop, but I think I'm going to, what is this? I think I'm going to put that in the house. Or in the office, where my lathe and all is. And then later on, whenever all the treated wood dries out a little bit, I'll go ahead and put, sand it, sand it and clean it up a little bit. And then I'll put some urethane on it. And that'll look nice. So, yeah, a little bit different than my refrigerator toolbox, which I have a video of, by the way. You guys would probably like that one. That's 9 drawers of tool storage in that refrigerator. But it takes a little while to get all the foam out of the inside of it. And I wanted this profile and this size because what I'm going to end up doing is taking my sandblaster, since I built that where I can disassemble it real quick, and put it up because I don't have any projects. I built that, by the way, to put 16-inch tires in it and sandblast the rims. I had bought 6 minibuses at one time, and they just looked like junk. So that served its purpose, and I don't use it that much anymore. It's taking up a lot of space. So what I'm going to do is put 4 of these cabinets along that wall right there, and then 3 of those cabinets in front of those 4. And the 3 cabinets in the front are going to have those track wheels on them that roll on top of angle iron. And I do have some angle iron here. So basically, what you're looking at is a set of wheels that will ride right on that groove. And so the cabinets will be able to, you have 3 cabinets in the front and 4 in the back, so you just slide one of those cabinets over a little bit, get in the cabinet behind it, which most used tools will be up front, and then slide it back over. So anyway, you'll have 1 full cabinet's worth of space. And then I'm going to redesign these hinges a little bit, because this was kind of a prototype, and I was trying to figure out exactly how I want to do the hinge. But these typical hinges, regular hinges, whenever you open them up, as you can see, you don't it doesn't open all the way until you swing the door 90 degrees. When you swing the door 90 degrees, then you have a flat surface. So anyway, I got some ideas about how to solve that problem, and I think it's basically just where you locate the actual hinge point. I'm going to do some testing of that. But I think if I move the hinge point back here, that when the door swings open, this will actually, without going at a 90 degrees from open, that hinge should be equal here, instead of having to go completely open, which is 180, in order to get that. And that way, whenever I build my hinges, my drawers, sliding drawers, that this will work a little bit better. So then I'm going to switch down to 1 inch instead of 1.5 inches. These boards are going to come all the way in and be flush all the way across here. And I'm going to go ahead and still put in the flat bar, but rather than putting a 1 inch square tube, which I don't have handy anymore, the 1 inch square tube here, and then giving me a location for the flat bar, I'm just going to weld a flat bar right to the inside edge all the way across. Then a piece on the bottom for these boards, piece on the bottom for these boards, all the way around. So that'll eliminate this edge and that edge at the corner, and all this will be flush. That way, whenever I start putting my drawers in, then the drawers, this will be flush with the outside piece here. That's when I need this door to open normally and give me a flush surface here. So, and the same thing on this side. So this cabinet would be, let's see, it's 21. It'll have 19 by, drawers would be 19 by 17. I thought it was 18. 19, let's see, 21 3/4. Forgotten. Oops. And it's actually 21 by 17. That'll make a nice drawer. Because 24 by 24 was monstrous. Those are monstrous drawers. And if you put a lot of weight in them, like I have, those drawers get pretty heavy. So anyway, all right. So cheers. There's a new cabinet. And I really like that latch. That is so slick.